insight.
Ooh, I love that picture of the tree and the light bulb. That's cool.
Yeah, thank you. I choose my images carefully. So thank you for noticing. All right,
Mm,
these insights are basically, thoughts that occur to me. I record them in my phone, and then I expand on them with my guests on this show. So the first one is about strong language. And I remember somebody once said to me something that resonated, and they said, weak people use strong language. And so strong language is kind of indicative of people who are out of control of the situation, or they're losing their audience and they're desperately clawing back at some attention and bringing, I guess, trying to attain power in this situation where they're losing control. Now, what's your feeling about strong language?
I think it depends on the context of the situation and the audience. As a teacher, yes, if you have to resort to using strong language in the classroom of students, you've lost control. And I feel that's not appropriate. If you are, if you're a construction worker, or you're working in a kitchen, um, and things happen and you're frustrated, uh, I don't see a reason why strong language should be looked down upon. I think it's a natural and healthy way to express frustration or express your emotions. Um, and sometimes, at least in my case, it helps me calm down rather than keeping it built up and thinking of
Yeah,
more
yeah.
appropriate ways to express it.
I guess the problem arises when somebody is like venting, which is good for them, but it's inappropriate for others, you know? And so
Yeah,
you can do something that's right by you and wrong by others at the same time. And so I
yeah.
guess you have to choose your moments to do this kind of thing.
You have to be aware of your audience. Absolutely.
Okay. All right. That one is pretty straightforward. Let's go to this one. The people say youth is wasted on the young. And it's a kind of a strange concept when I bring this up to my students. It's like, what? But the idea is for young, time has a different meaning than for older people. For young people, time seems to stand still. They feel like they have forever. And so if young people had the same sense of urgency or the same sense of time as older people, I think they would all accomplish great things. But instead, young people sit around with their youthful, vital energy and that amazing, fully functioning body and sit on the couch and watch TV or play on their phone when they could be doing somersaults or training for the Olympics. Your thoughts on this?
Um, I have, I can see both sides. Um, as a teacher, I've been lucky enough to see young people who do take advantage of the opportunities you give them and volunteer for many causes, or working full-time jobs, getting involved in sports, and they're busier than I am. I've also seen the other side where they lose their mind if I tell them to put their phones away. Um, so I feel this statement is a bit overgeneralized. I can see both sides. I think it's up again to teachers, to parents, the adults in their life, to try and motivate them to see the world and take advantage of it. At the same
I
time, you don't want
guess
to put too much pressure on them either, because they are kids, and eventually they're not going to have time to do these things. So give them time to make their own decisions.
I suppose, but I don't know. I think cell phones have changed everything, Ryan. I feel like
Yes.
kids had a better chance at, being creative, having real face-to-face relationships without the cell phone. That was all possible. And now, since the cell phone, with the advent of the cell phone, kids can make the choice to live in their little silos, right, isolated from the rest of the world, and trapped in thought bubbles and so on. Like, I don't know. I just feel like we've got a major obstacle now as parents and teachers to guide our kids in the right direction with these phones. And to me, sometimes that the phone is what makes this statement correct. You know what I mean?
No, I understand completely. And it's a lot. It was a lot easier on us growing up because we didn't have. There was no social media. We didn't have phones to get lost in. But the flip side of that, when you got home, more or less the bullying stopped. Right now, with social media, with so much ways to communicate online, kids don't have that safe space anymore, which is a huge issue.
Yeah.
So I think the world is a lot different now than it was for us, and there's different challenges that we never went through.